Want more? I'm Leslie Miller. Welcome to More All My Children, the only show that brings you more stars, more secrets, and more exclusives from Pine Valley.
I've gone through a lot of roller coaster rides playing this character, but I don't think anything of this magnitude.
A Pine Valley legend gets pushed to new emotional heights and more. It's an exclusive you don't want to miss. Plus, more baby news from Pine Valley. But first, on All My Children, after weeks of riveting drama, this week Cassandra made the agonizing and controversial decision to have an abortion. It was a topic no less controversial 40 years ago when All My Children first explored a woman's right to choose. The year was 1973, and change was in the air, in our lives, and in our living rooms. Overseas, the Vietnam War was winding down. And on the home front, the Supreme Court's landmark ruling on Roe v. Wade made abortion legal and ignited a fiery debate. That same year, All My Children's Erica Kane was the first woman in daytime to exercise her right to a legal abortion. 4 decades later, abortion is still a polarizing issue, and one Sal Stowers says weighed heavily on her when she learned Cassandra's choice. Here's the More exclusive.
I don't think anyone would be okay or is okay with dealing with having to go through an abortion.
Maybe I'm being selfish, but it's how I feel.
But obviously I had to accept it and to figure out how I'm going to get through that and live through this on camera. You can't ask a woman to just keep a child when she's dealing with something like that.
What do you want to do? Disappear? That's not an option, Cass. I can't keep it. It's your choice, Cass.
That's traumatizing, you know, to have all these men raping you, beating you, drugging you, and then you're pregnant, and then you have to bring a kid into this world and try to love it after all of the, you know, the evilness that was brought to it.
I just want to die.
Yes, you will love that child, but will you hate it as well? Like, will you think about everything you've been through and how that child got here?
Is there any part of you that wants to keep this baby?
No. I want it out of me. I want it out of my body. This constant reminder. I want it gone.
What Cassandra's been through, I don't know if she could have handled that.
Then that's your decision.
That woman should be able to make that decision for her, and I really feel that no one will ever know how they feel. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. How they feel about something like that, and until they deal with it.
Cassandra's decision exposed how many viewpoints can exist on abortion, even within a single family. Emmy Award-winning actress Debbie Morgan shared only with More her personal conflict she faced bringing the story to life.
You know, sometimes when certain storylines come up, what you feel as the actor, you know, is not always in sync with what the character's views may be.
You're pregnant.
Debbie says Angie's moral dilemma isn't one she would have in real life.
I don't think that I would have even thought twice about her continuing on with the pregnancy.
I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
I just would have felt that to have gone through all of that, every time she looked at this child, I mean, she would have a reminder of that for the rest of her life, and I just couldn't have seen myself letting my child suffer yet again.
I love you.
Debbie says she's grateful that the writers kept Angie from influencing Cassandra's decision.
I was kind of glad because I know it's such a hot button issue. It was Cassandra's choice, and it wasn't Angie dictating or, you know, pressuring her, you know, or coming in at the last minute and saying, no, you can't do this, that it was left up to Cassandra. So I felt better about that. Fans, like you said, I think fans are going to be divided. You know, I think there'll be people who feel very much the way Angie, you know, does. And people would feel like maybe the way that I feel. you know, even Jesse, you know, his first initial reaction was like, there is no way that she's having this child.
No, she is not gonna suffer any more than she already has.
So I think there's going to be a division amongst the fans, just like it would be amongst anybody else in the real world.
More of our exclusive with Debbie in a bit. But first, Debbie's leading man, Darnell Williams, also weighed in on the challenging storyline. He says, it was all fun, grueling work. I think we all worked our asses off to support the integrity of the story. Life is complex, interesting, and confusing. I think media should supply avenues to answers. Why not through art? And All My Children viewers were also deeply affected by Cassandra's decision.
My reaction to Cassandra's decision today, I think she made the right choice for herself, considering the trauma that she went through.
I'm a male, it's not really something I would ever have to contend with, but thinking from a female's perspective, it's totally her choice. And considering the awful ordeal that Cassandra has gone through, I completely agree with her decision.
The most powerful part of the story for me was Cassie's fear that people would hate her for making a choice that she felt she had to make. In that detail, there's a very honest portrayal of the effect of demonizing women who choose to have an abortion. I have no idea of the choice that I would make if I were in Cassie's position, but I can certainly respect her need to take back control of her own body.
Leslie from Fredericksburg, Virginia writes, Cass did what was best for her and needs to heal. She could not get over the trauma and made a decision that Angie and others will not understand but must accept. Kathy on Facebook adds, I have loved AMC since 1971. It still makes me cry, especially when they show Cassandra and what she is going through. And from Twitter, I cannot say enough good things about how powerful Cassandra's story is on All My Children. Rich use of history, deeply emotional. Elsewhere in Pine Valley this week, Angie wouldn't give up on Jesse. Pete didn't give up on Celia. And Zach wouldn't back down to Leah. Here's a quick refresher. Angie and Jesse faced a family crisis.
Angela, you do not need to go to the bail hearing. You need to be with Cassandra.
I told you she's resting.
Cassandra went ahead with the abortion this morning. Angie, I'm sorry.
I should have been there.
Zach refused to forgive.
I know that we can't go back, but I just need you to understand why I couldn't look the other way when it came to Jesse.
No, I understand. I get it. You chose your job over Jesse and his family. I understand.
Pete's persistence paid off.
One dance. You and me at the gala. That's all I'm asking. Come on. Who's it gonna hurt?
Fine. One dance.
Miranda tried to hide her envy.
So, you're going to the gala?
Yeah, AJ invited me. Totally excited.
And Jesse got a double dose of bad news.
The charges will be dropped. But, and there's a big one. Only if you agree to resign as chief of police.
So in other words, you were someplace else. Just like you were someplace else when your daughter had an abortion. Where the hell were you then?
Should Miranda fight Heather for AJ? Will Zach ever get over Kendall? And is it just me, or is there something brewing between Angie and David? Tweet us, send us a message on Facebook, or drop us an email. We're always ready to hear more from you. Nothing is off limits, so don't hold back. More All My Children is just getting started.
It really took a toll on me. And one day, I couldn't get up the next morning.
Debbie Morgan on the downside of playing Angie, plus her secret reality show Stress Reliever. And an exclusive first look at next week.
Pete's got the scratch marks on his back to prove it.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to More All My Children. Behind every soap opera, there is, well, another soap opera. No decision about what happens in Pine Valley is taken lightly. Only More can tell you about the controversy behind the scenes when writers took on Cassandra's right to choose.
You sure you want to do this?
How did this happen? I was just coming home to see my mother. And now I'm pregnant.
When we brought up the fact that we would have Cassandra pregnant, there was a debate of would she keep it, wouldn't she keep it?
I don't want it.
Well, you don't have to decide anything this minute.
Because you want me to change my mind.
No, it's not my decision.
Ultimately, we all said this is a character who was on heroin, and this would not be a viable fetus no matter what. So the choice was at that point to say, she will decide to have that abortion. The important thing for All My Children, and it's really been a consistent part of All My Children, is that we bring everybody's point of view into it.
And I want it out. I want it gone.
Cassandra, please, the baby is innocent.
So everybody who watches that episode will perhaps see their point of view represented. And they can talk about it, they can chat about it, they can tweet about it, but it's always important to bring it to the fore.
Stories that are this tough to write are even tougher for the actors to play. In her more exclusive, Debbie Morgan talks about the emotional and physical toll.
What have you done to my daughter? Is it my daughter? Has something happened?
No, not that I know of.
They hurt me.
They can't hurt you now. Come on, baby girl. Okay, all right, come on.
If only I could trade places with her, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I've gone through a lot of, roller coaster rides playing this character, but I don't think anything of this magnitude, only because it has progressed and gone on for so long, so it was very tough. I'm her mother, and I had a right to know. It really took a toll on me. And one day, I couldn't get up the next morning. My back had completely gone out.
Moore wanted to know how Debbie unwinds after a strenuous day on the set.
Usually I try to do what I guess a lot of actors do. I try to maybe at least go and get a massage, have a spa day, watch Housewives of Atlanta. Some dumb reality show that will make me laugh and sort of take me out of it.
Debbie insists, despite the heavy lifting, her co-stars always have her back.
I was doing scenes and Katie McLean, she might be off to the side waiting to do her scene. And after I finished taping, she would just come up behind me and wrap her arms around me and just squeeze me, hold me. You see, our fellow actors out there just giving their all. You want to let them know that, you may not be in the scene, but you're in this with them. You're all in this together. So it's wonderful camaraderie.
There's more All My Children to come. We've got your exclusive first look at next week.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Next. Who wants more All My Children? I thought so. Our More investigators are on baby patrol with the All My Children cast this week. Things are looking up for Paula Garces. Last week she was nauseous, but this week she's practically glowing in this picture from her baby shower. And look, that's pal Sal Stowers with her. And Eden Regal knows the ups and downs of motherhood. She tweets, "I actually signed my unborn child up for preschool today. No joke, it's cutthroat out there." Meanwhile, in Pine Valley, it's time for the social event of the season, the Chandler Gala. And a surprise guest is about to make things very interesting.
Colby and I were together when Yvette took my measurement. It took forever. She wrote every single one down. How could this have happened?
What more than anything is for JR to surprise us and come through with something amazing.
If he is so into you, then why do you get so ticked off every single time he talks to me and every single time he looks at me? And he looks at me a lot. Believe what you want, but Pete's got the scratch marks on his back to prove it.
There is a whole tent full of ladies who are champing at the bit to bid on a date with you later this evening. Now, do you have any ideas at all of who that lucky girl might be?
Not a clue.
Wow. You guys have really gone all out, huh?
Yep, it's going to be quite a night. Sorry that you won't be attending.
Oh, I'll be here. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
You better watch yourself, Morrison. You're on my turf now. I'll do whatever the hell I want. It was really hot in that dress.
We just got a bid via the phone for $10,000.
You know there's always more All My Children. Coming up next week, Eric Nelson bears all again.
I heard that I would, be having to be shirtless in my first day, but I didn't know I was having to be pantless on my first day.
Plus, remember to send us your videos, emails, texts, and tweets. And have you liked our Facebook page yet? It's the only place where you'll find even more exclusive interviews, deleted scenes, and more. We'll see you next week.